So I decided to walk to the Farlands in Minecraft. I thought it would be pretty easy. I mean, walking 12 million blocks sounds like something you can probably do in a few hours, right? Let's see if someone can just walk there, and how much effort it would take. I started my journey on the 13th of July 2025, and I thought I was prepared for this, but in this video you will see how it turns from I can do this in a week to why did I decide to do this. Also, the newest snapshot got the new splash that says one does not simply walk to the Farlands. Didn't expect this to be a thing the day after I reached the Farlands, but let's find out if I can simply walk to the Farlands. So this marks the beginning of the Farlands journey that I wanted to do. I just decided to do this because I thought, like, why not? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It's just 12 million blocks. And this is where I start. I don't know how long this is gonna take. I assume just 1 month or something like that. Maybe even less. Like, could be a week until I'm done. It's just actively walking a little bit. Beta 1.7. We have to deactivate structures because I know exactly that the only structures that spawn in beta 1.7 are actually the ones that are bound to the world generation. So we can deactivate that. Interesting. That's beta 1.7 terrain with 1.21 stuff. Now I don't know exactly what to expect and how far we have to walk to actually get there, because I know that 12 million blocks doesn't sound too much. And technically I don't know if there's gonna be like someone that has like a 3D model of the way all the way to the Farlands. It would be interesting though to actually have those blocks like in MC Edit. Maybe you remember that program, maybe not. Most people feel old when you talk about that. But yeah, if you remember MC Edit, you will probably remember that you could see a lot of stuff just by putting your world in there, generating some chunks. But what if someone actually puts the Farlands in there, like the entire distance of walking there, those like 100 gigabytes of data. I know that like walking to the Farlands has been achieved by many, but I remember that there's someone playing like beta 1.7 for the past, what was it, 14 years or something, walking to the Farlands, and he's still not there. I hope this doesn't take 14 years, because I'm not gonna walk all of that distance for so long. Now the only thing I think I have to worry about is if I'm trying to do this like 24 hours at a time, like running a full day, I probably should be prepared for stuff like that. Because that doesn't seem like something that's going to be pleasant to do. But yeah, if you're attempting this yourself, just take a lot of breaks. Now it seems like it's very slow, but maybe I should probably walk for a few days to just to just see how this is going, because I'm not sure how long one day is gonna be, like how much distance I'm gonna make in one day. So this is probably better for a test at first, to just find out how far will I go, how easy will it be, and then I can probably estimate from there on. I just love the beta 1.7 world generation. It's not too extreme like the new world generation, but it's also not as flat as the beta 1.8 world generation. It's just perfect. Between beta 1.7 and beta 1.8, everything breaks. Like the only thing that doesn't break is probably the items in your inventory, which would be the least I expect, but everything else that you made, every type of machine, every type of like mob machine, everything breaks. Also because of Enderman, but they don't count. Oh, look what we have here, a spawner. A zombie spawner. Yeah, this is like the random things you would encounter while walking around. Back then, finding a golden apple was like one of the greatest things ever, because it was one of the rarest things. So technically, the rarest things in the game that you could find were like golden apples, then the stuff that you could make cookies with. So generally having cookies was also the rarest food in the game, basically next to the golden apple. It's also weird because sometimes I go in ancient cities and just find like 10 enchanted golden apples. Back then these things used to be rare. Finding two of those in one chest, like normal golden apples in beta 1.7, that would have been like the jackpot itself. And obviously there's so much more stuff to talk about. I mean, beta 1.7 has all of these things that modern versions just don't have. That's why I have my two nice mod packs, you know, like one where everything's just fixed but vanilla, and one of the modded stuff with like industrial craft, the Aether, build craft, and whatever else existed, and it was a very good mod pack. So I don't know why, but I kind of forgot to walk a lot for like the entire month. I only walked like an hour for the past 3 days each, so I didn't make a lot of progress. I don't know exactly. I don't know why I didn't walk, probably because I wanted to record some other things, some let's plays, just generally. I probably wanted to get away from it because I thought like I would never be able to do this. There's like, you know, before they added diamonds, the designs for the apple and the sword, it was like from an entirely different game that Notch made. That was interesting. I mean, he usually like reused stuff anyways, and most of it went into Minecraft, so I guess that was like the big project. Sometimes it feels like it's a parallel universe Minecraft, but it's still close enough to the original that it feels good. Because technically it doesn't matter what version you play, like as long as you're happy with it, doesn't matter if it's a snapshot, a release version, a pre-release, beta version, an alpha version, you know, whatever makes you feel the most Minecraft about it. For many people it's beta 1.7. Some people it's 1.7.10. For some people it's 1.12.2. Or whatever else kind of Minecraft version you like. And I assume that people are a little bit more happy with the current version of the Copper Golem because it's not as random as the version back then, because usually I get the feeling whenever they announced mobs, it was more like, oh look, this is the concept that we have. And then they're gonna change it anyways. Or at least it's gonna be, like in the current version, it's probably gonna be more detailed than what they announced. So it's usually just a concept, because they never really show it in-game. So they just make things and announce them. At least that's how I always thought it was. I think it's been 25 hours, something like that. I don't know exactly how far I walk, I didn't take a look at it yet. I hope it's a lot. Because I also walked for the past few days, but words weren't a thing. So guess there's nothing to show, but I'm gonna walk over to that mountain there with the snow on top of it, like right there. And then probably just gonna leave it at that. Just keep the stuff going next time. Please be over 1 million. or whatever else it is. I don't care. I haven't looked even for the past few days because, you know, I personally didn't want to take a look at it, because every time I look at it and it's just 100,000 more, it feels like I made no progress. Okay, that's 2 million. I haven't walked a lot in the past few days, just a little bit, but it's more like I took a break. I don't know how long it's gonna take until we're there. I always expect them to just show up at the horizon, just like that. I always expect that to happen, but who knows? Maybe one day we're gonna finally be there. So that's gonna be interesting, because I talked about consistency. It's the 29th of September. I haven't done anything since then. Like, I remember walking a little bit more and then just stopping. I think the last time I was at like 2.5 million. Now I'm at 2.6 million. And that's an entire month already gone. But the September also wasn't like the best month, so I think that explains why. I don't know what's going on with the F3 menu, because I have no idea what's happening. Because, you know, I've been working on 1.21.8 for a long time, and I just updated. So I've been working consistently for like the past 10 days, you know. But what's happened since then? So apparently if you press the F3 button and F6 button, oh, okay, so you can, oh, so I can basically, where is it? I can always put the, oh, there's even that stuff. That's very cool. Where is it? Player position. I can always have the player position on. I don't know what that means, but I guess we can take the FPS away. I don't need that. Memory, I don't need that. Yeah, I think that should be fine. That looks a lot better than the old F3 menu. Now it's a lot more clean and I can just do stuff. That's pretty good. Now you can see my progress up there. That's so good, because then I don't have to look at the F3 menu all the time. So I've recently seen the snapshots of 1.21.11 or whatever they call it. Like they haven't even announced like the number for it, but they're talking about it like, oh yeah, this is like the new update. I think they called it Mounts of Mayhem. But I don't know. I haven't looked at it that much. I only know that they added like a new weapon, a spear. But I don't know much about it. Like I heard people talking about it, that it's bad. Some people say it's overpowered. It's kind of like with most new tools that are being added to the game. Some people complain, some people are like, oh, this is amazing. But that's kind of how it goes. And we almost reached like the 20,000 thing from the MCA files. Interesting. Yeah, beta 1.7 is one of those versions where you would most likely just you know, build stuff. You had like the little town with other players, but you know, just a little bit different than every other player would have in their own world, or like every other server would have. I think what would be cool is like, because I often watch videos like, you know, when many people play on the same world and then it's like series like Hermitcraft. How about doing something like this, but in beta 1.7? How about this? I don't know if someone has done that before, but that's like an idea that I just randomly had, and I thought like, why not? Why not do that? I think that would actually be something really cool. And then also with the mods to make it a little bit more interesting, you know, a little bit more content, a little bit more variety in items. That would be just the dream project. Maybe I should rephrase that. It would be the project that I've been thinking about for years. I don't know how to set up a beta 1.7 server. The best I could do is like 1.12.2 with a texture pack and a mod. Which would still work, like you could still make the same mod pack, but in 1.12 with beta 1.7 world generation. But there's something missing. Like it wouldn't feel exactly the same. So I would also be okay to do that on 1.12 because like 1.12 is the, in my opinion, the beta 1.7 of the modern versions. And yeah, I consider everything modern between beta 1.8 and like 1.12.2. And then there's the super modern versions, which is like 1.13 and above. I don't know, like people probably see it in a different way. But I think Minecraft versions and what kind of thing they belong to, that's kind of like up to the person themselves. It's a subjective thing, not an objective thing in my opinion. It's about to be done. It's about to be done. Just like whatever 150,000 blocks I'm away. It's gonna be done soon. I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna see the Farlands for the first time actually in Minecraft without teleporting there. Minecraft. I'm so happy. Just like one day or something like that I'm away from it. And there's glowing stuff over there, but it's like the 1.13 stuff again. The stupid stuff. Oh yeah, one thing I can't forget to say is that I don't know if the Farlands are gonna look exactly like they used to be, or if they are gonna look slightly different. Because I remember something in like 1.17 changing the Farlands in a weird way. But that could also be something that was only for a while. It's just something that I just remembered. I don't know, like some Farlands look a little bit different than the ones we're used to. It's finally time to get to the Farlands. It's finally time to get to the Farlands. It's the 10th of November and I'm getting there. It's not that far away anymore. It'd be so awesome. Just can't wait to get there. It's not that far away. There's also copper stuff. But I'm not going to take a look at this yet. Because once we get to the Farlands I can go through all of that stuff. But currently I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to walk. Because how far are we away? 1,300 blocks? Well, we were just going to walk that distance. It's finally going to happen. Farlands are just ahead. At any moment they could just pop up and that's it. And then we're finally there. Just like I've been waiting for like almost 3 months. 12,550,000 blocks. Now it's less than 1,000 blocks. We're already like there. Only the last 3 numbers are just gonna move now. And then it's finally time. It's finally. It took months. Walking for hours upon hours every single day. Well, not exactly every single day, but you know what I mean. It feels like a journey that takes forever. Because, you know, sometimes you're in the middle of it and it's like, oh, it's gonna take 100 million years. But then it only takes a few months of actively walking. I mean, some people can do it in like 40 days. Because they walk actively like every single day. But there's other people who just walk sometimes, but then make big progress within like 10 days. I mean, that's what like hundreds of hours of walking gets you. Everything hurts, you know, it's been a painful experience. But I think the moment we're gonna see the Farlands, it's gonna be not as painful anymore as it used to be. And there's a lush cave in the beta versions. Okay. I think we're not far away. We're at 500 out of like the last 821 blocks. It's getting there. Just a little bit more. Just holding the W button and jumping. Nothing else. They are. There they are. Just get a little bit closer. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, we're finally there. It only took months to get there. Everything hurts, you know. But that's what I did it for, to get there. It's beautiful. The Farlands are this one structure in the game that they should put a lot more effort into, like having that in the game officially. It's one of those features that I just love. 12,550,821 blocks. That long reach is the only structure that is supposed to be in Minecraft, because it has a lot of lore about it, but they didn't add it yet. They removed it a long time ago. I would say adding the Farlands back to Minecraft makes the game feel a lot more like Minecraft. That's the Farlands, just like they should have always been in the game since day one. Well, or at least like when they were added, but you know what I mean. Okay. We did it. The Farlands. Well, I mean, they existed between February 2010 until like July 2011. Bring them back, Mojang. Bring them back. Bring the Farlands back in some way, you know? You could even like change them and like make a structure that is like the Farlands, but it happens at some point. Like, you know, you might as well remove the world border and put the Farlands instead. You know? That would be pretty cool. So, like, as a natural barrier, telling people, like, don't go past there, but if you do, expect the game to break. That would be really nice. But I don't think they're gonna do that. I mean, they probably would have wanted to do that, but there's people that just stop them from doing it. Okay. I think I'm gonna take a break from Minecraft for a while. But once you see this video, just let me know. Should I do something with this world? Should I, like, build stuff? You know? Whatever you think it's gonna be. Let me know. And I guess that's it. And that's it. I walked to the Farlands in 1.21. It took almost 4 months and it was more difficult than I thought. Walking 12 million blocks is almost like walking around planet Earth. I used a modern beta mod for this, so it is linked in the description. I know that usually people walk to the Farlands in beta 1.7, but I wanted to be the first one, or at least one of the first people, to reach the Farlands in a modern version. Now I will take a short break from Minecraft and build a garden house in my garden, since I need to touch some nature after this. I hope you liked this video, maybe give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more awesome videos. Bye bye!